Hello everyone, I'm Joe Skarupa, Group Editor-in-Chief of RIS News. And I recently had the pleasure of attending the NRF Big Show at the Jacob Javits Center in New York. And like all big conventions, this one was big, noisy, crowded, filled with information, filled with booths, filled with vendors that you wanted to see. And while I was there, in one of the busy aisles, I had a chance to interview Tim Simmons of Teradata. And Tim Simmons is an expert in analytics, and we had a chance to discuss the role of analytics in retail in 2013, where it's headed, where it's going, and how you can best use it to better please your customers. Well, I'm here today with Tim Simmons of Teradata at the NRF Big Show 2013. And certainly one of the big trends that we're seeing at RIS News, Tim, is that retailers are using analytics more than they ever have been before. And my question to you is, are you seeing evidence of that with your clients and your partner engagements, and how are they actually putting the analytics to use?
Well, we absolutely are seeing that trend, and the biggest reason is this thing called omnichannel. This is the 360-degree view of the customer. She's shopping on mobile, she's shopping on the internet, she's shopping at kiosks, she's shopping in stores and catalogs, and we have to get a handle on this if we're trying to protect our brand and stop her shopping elsewhere. That means we've got to tie together all the different views of you, the consumer, into one place, understand what you're buying, where you're buying, does your behavior differ across channels, and it does, of course. And then even in the store, when we personalize the store, we've got to get the assortment right, we've got to get the forecasted in-stock position right. That's all data-centric. And the data is evolving into two different types, experimental and operational.
You know, Tim, I've recently come across the term Chief Data Officer, and I'm thinking about the importance of a data specialist or even a data specialist team in the retail enterprise. Is that a trend that you're seeing has relevance, especially this year, to retailers?
It absolutely is. In fact, it's an idea whose time has come. The whole idea, we're calling it governance, data governance. And it has to be owned by the business and the IT, because some of this data, as experimental, is not ready for prime time, and it could be dangerous. And consequently, when an idea comes up that has a compelling value and it wants to be operated full-time by the business, somebody has to negotiate how that data comes in, how it gets used, what reports are populated. So this becomes a merger of the business need to be fresh and current and IT's paranoia about the validity of its operational data. So it's a merger. It certainly can be a team. I like the idea of a C-level position heading it up, just like the airlines are appointing a C-level position called a Chief Customer Manager. It's that important.
Tim, I'm going to ask you the 2013 question. As we move ahead into the new year, all retailers are thinking about the new year. What are some of the trends that you think have particular relevance to retail in 2013?
Well, thank you for the question. I'm going to answer it from a business perspective, because it's really about what retailers are trying to do because of a deliberate decision to be proactive with their customers and anti-competitive. For example, we now know how important it is to personalize the store, because we've got to build a wall around the consumers we have, otherwise we'll lose them. But what that really means is the assortment has to be relevant in the store to the consumers that I have, and my proportional investment by department has to be relevant to the competitors that are in my trading area. I can only get there from data, but my business reason is to personalize the store to protect revenue and grow it, but I have to use data to help get me there. And that data turns up in insight initially, then it turns up in operational applications like assortment, and then forecast-based replenishment for service level. So it all becomes part of my business reason to protect my consumer in the store. That's just one example, but they really are all over the place. I'm trying to do what now is called data-driven marketing, is to be relevant to the consumer, to what she buys and what she doesn't buy, but what she might buy. I learn all of that from probabilistics, and I present an offer to her that's respectful based on her behavior, and it's enticing based on her behavior. And I'm trying to promote high-value margin items that she might not have bought, but her demographic profile suggests that she probably does, but not in my store. So it's all data-centric, if that answers the question.
Really fascinating thoughts about the role, the potential role of the Chief Data Officer, Tim, and all your other insights. I think that retailers are going to look at that pretty closely. Many of them will adopt that post, some of them will not, but they'll probably come up with their own version of it. Well, that concludes this segment from the show floor of the NRF Big Show 2013. See you again next time.